Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2009. And sorry I haven't been able to update the past couple days. Just kind of had some things going on, but glad to be back with you guys today. Today was a pretty non-eventful day, but that's okay. We can always learn something, but we'll get into that in a second. Let me just go ahead and open up the blogs, and I will try to address some of the comments. If anything, I can hopefully clear out some questions that you might have had. And the last update I had was last Thursday, so it's been a while, and I apologize again for that. Syntax wants to know about my position size. Basically, there's several ways and several options that you can adjust your position size. The main important thing that you want to remember is that whenever you trade, you only want to risk a very small percentage of your account. Professionals will even go as far as to say, risking less than 1% of your account, which means, that's very conservative, but at the same time, it's very safe and very professional and a good way to go. Especially, it'll take the emotions out of your trading because you're risking such a small percentage. Remember, the higher that percentage, the riskier it is. So no matter how you slice and dice it, just make sure whenever you're trading, the actual dollar amount that you are risking is at the most no more than 2% of your account, and that's very high in my opinion. But great question there. Let me see. Dazzle wants to know about when I actually look at the indicators. I look at the indicators during the actual candle, but I won't confirm and I won't make a final decision until the candle is closed. So if my candle is different from yours, wait till it closes on the 15-minute after the 15-minute candle. Wait for that to close, and then once that closes, confirm your indicators, and then make a decision from there. If everything lines up, you're good to go. Let me see. And there's actually a very great comment from Ravone who answers a lot of the questions there, and I've read over it, and it's pretty good information. I think he addresses a lot of things there, and that's the great thing about this community, is that we have traders that are willing to help each other out. And Ravone, I just got to give you props for just taking some time out to answer some of the questions, and that really helps me out a lot too, because I'm only one person. I only offer one insights from many traders. Once you gather all of that, then you can really get a good consensus on what kind of decisions you want to make. So again, thank you so much, Ravone, for doing that. Again, LS Job I can't even pronounce that, but thank you again for providing this link just about times. Notice that other day the news on Baby Pip's tools comes out an hour earlier than Forex Factory. As usual, Baby Pip's new menu is easier to use and customize. I'm wondering why the difference and how it could affect a trade. I'm not going to say that Baby Pips is the final answer for every news event. Every site comes out different as far as importance, as far as times. The best thing to do is to check multiple sites, just to make sure that you are looking at the right news event at the right time. And different sites will rate the importance of news events, because the market is dynamic. Sometimes one news event may be important at this time where it wasn't as important 6 months ago. So it's best to look at a bunch of different sites, just to confirm your news kind of watching strategy. So but very good question. And let me see, he wants to know about my swing trading. Swing trading, I trade a bunch of different pairs. There's not just one, but some good ones are definitely the euro dollar, because it's volatility. With big movements, you can look at the pound yen, cable. The pound dollar is always good. The euro yen is a great pair. The Aussie dollar, that's a good pair to trade against the US dollar. So there's several pairs. I'll look at a bunch of them, but those are kind of the main ones that I'll take a look at. So great comments and questions again. I apologize for such a long gap in between there, but hopefully I was able to answer some of your questions. Since I'm here though, let's just click on this tools tabs and look at the news events for today. At 4:30 we had the services PMI for the UK. 8:15 we had the US ADP employment change, and at 10 we had the ISM non-manufacturing composite. So few news events to watch out for. 4:30, 8:15, and 10 a.m. Those were the 3 time areas I was looking out for. Remember, that's all Eastern time because that's the time zone that I am at. So now that we have that, we can go to our 4-hour chart, and let's look at let's see what my chart looked like. And I'm just gonna move this back. All right, so this is what my chart looked like before midnight. You can see that the most recent trend change candle was here on the 28th, and since then we've had a really nice uptrend. So as my day started, I was only looking for long trades, but as the day progresses, we had a lot of bearish movement, but we didn't actually get a new trend change candle until this current one, which is the 12 o'clock candle. And as I'm doing this update, it's still going on, so we'll have to wait and see if that actually makes a new trend change candle, but so far it looks like it will at this point. But again, there wasn't any trend change candles that concluded, that finished during our time area to watch out for. So as far as we're concerned, the trend remained up the entire day, and we're only looking for long trades. Alright, so now let's go to our 15-minute chart, and I'm going to move this back to before midnight. Remember, only looking for long trades. News events are at 4:30, 8:15, and 10 a.m. Now that I have all that information, I'm ready to go. And I'll move my chart forward 1 candle at a time, only looking for long trades. And at this point, you could see that you know, we're seeing a nice uptrend. So I'm not really paying too much attention to the chart at this point. You know, just because you're day trading or intraday trading, it doesn't mean you have to stay glued to the charts. Because since I'm looking for a crossover to the long side, well, obviously I can't have a crossover here because we're in an uptrend right now. So I'm really not going to start paying attention to this until I see a crossover back to the downside where I see some retracement. That's when you want to start paying attention to it, because that's when you have the possibility for a crossover to the upside. Alright, so right now I'm just kind of glancing at it every now and then. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. We have a crossover now to the short side. Since I have that, I can now, you know, be like, okay, well, now that I have this retracement, now I have a possibility that we'll have a long trade. So now I start to pay closer attention. Okay, and so we'll just continue to move forward, but you could see that, you know, there really wasn't any crossovers. The trend just, you know, the momentum just continued on the bearish side, and you could see that the candles just continue to move down, and that's where we saw that big downward move on the 4-hour chart. So really, I'm just moving forward because I know what happened, or, you know, we all know what happened. The trend just moved down, and that's the reason why we're seeing this new trend change candle forming right now. So there wasn't any crossovers to the long side, which means no trades today. Basically, it was just a sit and watch kind of thing. You know, but that doesn't mean you should just be sitting there idle. This should only be one aspect of your trading. You should always be learning, reading, trying new things. But as far as the Cowabunga system goes, very kind of dull day today, but that's okay. We have those days sometimes, and during these times it's a good time to catch up on other stuff. So that's pretty much it for today's update. Again, ask your questions, feel free to throw them at me, and if I don't have an answer, I'm sure somebody else will. But good luck in your trading, stay disciplined, stay focused, and I will see you all on the next update. Cowabunga, dudes.